Hey, what's going on everybody? Welcome back. This video we're going to be talking about how to create a menu inside of C++. And this is all part of our bigger application, which I talked about in the previous video. We're basically going to create a menu where we can select from a list of games to play in the console, right? It's not going to be anything too crazy, but it's basically the start of that. So we're going to create a menu that's going to say play game and quit. Very simple. First, I'd ask you guys to check out our sponsor, Embarcadero Rad Studio. Rad Studio is the IDE of choice for C++ development. Quickly build native mobile and desktop applications from a single C++ codebase and deploy to Windows, Mac, iOS, and Android. With Rad Studio, user interface design has been made easy with hundreds of pre-built components for cross-platform development. You can easily integrate with popular source control management systems, databases, APIs, and you can make your life easier with numerous third-party extensions. Let Rad Studio do the heavy lifting when it comes to C++ development. Give it a go with a free trial by following the link in the description. So when it comes to creating a menu, basically we're going to type out the menu. So we're just going to do an output. And what we're going to do is we're going to say 0, which will be quit, and then you can do a new line, and 1, which will be play game. So just looking at this output here, we get 0, quit, and 1, play game. Now if you don't like how this is in the code, you can definitely change that. You can make 2 cout statements if that's prettier for you, whatever you want. Another way you could do this is to basically split up the strings, and you could do an endl in here. So we could say endl just like that. And now it's a little bit easier to read, but it should come out just the same. And you can see the result looks exactly the same, but now we can see the strings a little bit more clear. Now what we want to do is get the user to select one. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a variable to store a choice, and that's going to be an integer because these are integer values. And we'll just call it choice, and we're going to get that from input, like so. And now I want to do different things depending on if they select a 0 or a 1. And the easiest way to do that is with a switch statement. So what we're going to do is we're going to switch on this choice variable, and we're going to have 2 cases. So we're going to have case 0, and then we're going to have case 1. And we're going to have the break statements for both of these, like so. The break on the last case is not technically needed, but it's still recommended to have it. Now what we're going to do is we're going to output here, so we can basically tell the user which option they chose. The first one we'll just say, yo, let's play. Oh wait, that's actually the quit case, so I'm going to put that on the bottom. And then up here we'll have a different output. So we're going to be really rude when people want to quit. Alright, so at this point, if you put 0, the thing will end. But if you have additional code down here, and you just want to end completely, and you don't want that code to execute, we could actually replace this break with a return, and we'll just put a 0, because nothing actually went wrong, so we want to use a 0. And that'll actually break out of the main function here, so then the program will be over. So let's compile as is and see how it goes. I'm going to zoom out just a little bit on the code just so we can see the whole picture here right now. So we compile. When we run, if we push a 1, we get the output that says, yo, let's play. If we put a 0, it just says thanks for nothing, and it ends. Now eventually what's going to happen is you can play the game, and when the game's done, I want it to come back to this menu. So this menu needs to be displaying over and over and over again, which indicates that we want to put it inside of a loop. And generally, when there's a menu, you're usually going to want to use a do-while loop. So this is what that's going to look like. We're going to say do, and then inside of these curly braces is where we're going to get that choice. So I'm going to declare the choice outside of the do, but everything else is going to go inside. We talked about why you want to declare your variables outside of the do and in the video dedicated to the do-while loop. So I'm going to put both of these in here, and then clean up the spacing, like so. And then I'm going to say while, and put the semicolon. This entire switch, that's also going to go inside of the do section, right here. Tab everything over correctly, like so. So basically we just took exactly what we had with the exception of the declaration. We put the declaration of the variable on the outside of the do so we could access it inside of this while portion. So inside of this while portion, we're just going to say as long as the choice is not equal to 0. So it's basically going to keep doing this loop unless we select 0. So let's try it out. Let's do a save, compile, and run. And when we press 1, you can see it says, yo, let's play. And then it asks again what we want to do, which is actually what we want. Because if you think yo, let's play. Let's say we replace that with the actual game. This could be a long conversation with the computer, and then it goes back to the menu once the game is over. So that makes sense. You know, when you play a video game and you open up the game, it's going to ask if you want to play the game or load the game. If you click play game or whatever, and then you're in the game and you stop playing, it doesn't just turn off. It goes back to that main menu and asks if you want to play, load, or quit, or what you want to do. So there's more than just playing the actual game. You have to think about the surroundings of the game, which includes the menu. So hopefully that makes sense, guys.